Today is February 21st, 2018, and Mango is here. And the topic is how do you know question. So, how do you know question is a question I don't like, and it belongs to the cluster of questions such as how do you know that, how do you know that this is truth, what is in for you, and what are you getting out of it, and all these questions which I simply call the ego based fear questions, because I notice in so many conversations when I'm telling the truth to the guys, listen, and this is the truth I like honestly believe a lot, um, completely, and I absolutely need to say it now because I feel inspired. This is my credo. I believe then when you die, you see projected white light, which is pleasurable, and then you see holographic images of your dead relatives and saints from your particular religion, holographic, and then you get sucked into the reptilian UFO. After that, the energy you have gonna be sucked out from you, and this is Mango's fur everywhere. If you have a cat, then you know how it is. You don't see it here. Um, and then after that, you're gonna be placed into the cylinder, and you're gonna stay, what I've been told, like 80 till 100 years if you're lucky, if you're not 30, 40, because you as a soul, you always recharge in that cylinder because you always have some contact with the uh, source. And then and then machine, because what they are is multidimensional and multiplanetary empire, and they know their business. Then that machine gonna simply put you into fetus 3 weeks old, and it can actually be cat. My cat Mango, she she is sold. She has a soul, absolutely, no doubt about that. And always try to get a pet with a soul, because that's the best friend you can have. You can have if you're TI. So after you are in the 3 week old fetus, after that you might be sacrificed through the form of abortion, which is just a murder slash human sacrifice, or you can get born and then sacrificed, or you can go through the life and then suffer, and then that invisible empire is simply sucking the energy out of you. This is the spirit cooking, Marina Abramovich spirit cooking, that blood and shit. That's the metaphor for that. When you cook yourself into suffering of anxiety, that's what they eat. And yeah, the whole network has, of course, the UFOs, the underground bases, the whole technology, which is hundreds of millions of years old, I mean advanced. And that's what it is. And blah blah blah, the Illuminati, if you're talking about the human type, they are simply, well, by the way, term Illuminati is marketing term done by the reptiles. What these people are, they are reptilian bitches, in a sense that they are the people who've been born into the reptilian satanic system of families controlled like a human stock for many generations, at least 6,000 years, and there is more to it on this planet. And they also are mind controlled in the sense of trauma based mind control and programmed, and there is more details about that, etc. So these human robots are, of course, part of the that human management, and they are the people who you're gonna typically see in the media as a politicians, as army officers, etc. Of course, your high religious ranking officers, like bishops in my religion, my area. I mean, I live in Catholic country, formally, and so on. So that being said, so I just said this credo. So people ask me, how do you know that? And if I start breaking up how I know that, then they attack the source. And for me, it's like I'm giving you a gold and you are answering me with a plate of shit. Not fair. So that's why I tend to say I simply don't like to give you the source. Another reason is why I don't like to give you the truth, because if you honestly ask me, how do you know that? Why do you know that? Why are you interested into it? What do you get out of it? My other honest question is because of my level of consciousness, which according to Dr. Peterson doesn't have to be same as IQ. Okay, that's what he said, and I'm debating with that because I lived with Khmer people 3 years, so I definitely noticed the correlation between IQ and EQ, emotional intelligence, and consciousness. But it also can be that you have highly intelligent, highly educated people, very successful in life. That success is, of course, connected with the conformity and working with the powers that be, which don't simply don't give a shit about the background. So another answer would be in a rude way, how do I know that? Because I'm not stupid as you are. Of course, my viewers are not that type, but this is the type typically I need to debate with, and this is super rude. Okay, so what's the best thing to say? I'm simply not answering that question and some other questions from that cluster. Well, now I said it, but if we were talking directly, I would simply say, listen, I'm not answering that question, but if I wouldn't even be rude enough to give you this link, because as an empath, I always feel when I cause a pain to somebody else, and as an empath, I'm also cursed with thinking in steps as well, like what are the reactions, and if you are in minority of those who are positive, benevolent, and who know, of course, that means that you are targeted as well by the as a definition of the who is smiling there, little mango. So that about the question, how do you know that? Another thing, when they ask me what are you getting out of it, I know where is this catch 22 and where I can't explain them. So it goes like this. There is one very fine line between people. It's seemingly invisible, but it's very real. This is the line of the consciousness, and when people ask, "What are you getting out of it?" I know that they will never understand, never fully. And another thing with these people is they typically don't remember conversations. That's another thing, um, which is for me extremely surprising every time when I stumble upon. But when they're asking you what are you getting out of it, they always think in a terms of money, privilege, power, things, cars, houses, contacts, and this is what they can't conceive. They are typically types who don't actually have much anxiety in them. The simpletons, organic portals, if you will. So my answer is, and I don't like to answer it, but my answer is what I've got inside my chests, that ease, that essentially seizement of emotional and mental suffering is priceless. Absolutely, I can't put a price tag on it. Um, if you were asking me, would you like to live 100 years with amount of pain you had when you were 17 and 27, less than 17, but something around that, for $1 billion, I would say 100 years of suffering with that amount of money? No, it would be simply way too painful. And I shit you not. And although I can't really lead you to that, I did leave some hints on those admittingly boring videos about my meditation 1, 2, 3 and stuff, which not many people viewed, understandably. I mean, look at the budget I'm working with. Then no, but hints are there how to get it. Thing is, um, that what I got is really so good, and that curiosity, led me to the two extremes. To one extreme of feeling, simply feeling happy when I'm alone, simply um, losing all these energy sucking entities which were in me, and I basically clean on daily basis after every waking up, because they get attached in the astral dreamscape by the default. Or that simply manipulation which is coming from the artificial intelligence through the synthetic telepathy, not only in the form of thoughts, which one Romanian viewer commented in the last video, Diana or Diane, Natasha or Natashu, I don't know really, I don't really speak Romanian, but also in the form of feelings as well, and mental images, and it's actually very sophisticated. But once you understand, once you actually make quality contact with yourself, and this is all underwater you're getting out of that, you can really find your inner voice, and you can really understand what is not you. But again, this is not so much about the techniques, but more it's connected with your will to know the truth. You know that feeling. There is this old anecdote. I think it's from India, because all the spiritual cool stuff are from India. Is one young apprentice asked the guru how to become enlightened, and this one grabbed him and put his head under the water, and when the guy was drowning, just a few moments before he lost consciousness, guru picked him up, and when he came to his senses, he said, you really need to know the truth as much as you wanted air under that water. So in my case, when I was freshly ordained Buddhist monk after 2 years of being pakao in a monastery, which is a layman who lives in a monastery and does shitloads of work. When I was a freshly ordained monk, by that moment I knew that Buddhism is bullshit and it's full of holes, and many things in theory, definitely in practice, don't add up. But I didn't know what's the truth. And I so incredibly tensely, I don't know how to say, I basically cried inside myself. I need to know the truth. And then the vision opened. And then things really started to change suddenly. What's up, Mango? Uh-huh. And and this is how it actually really happened for me. Although, yeah, I mean, I didn't end up in a monastery by accident. I was really, you know, I put my money where my mouth was. I really wanted that truth. So this is the thing. There is something inside of you needs to come to the point when you really want to know it. And then I guarantee you, you're really gonna be liberated. So much anxiety gonna be out. On the other hand, shit gonna punch you. Right there and then, when that happened, I got more gallons, which I don't have now. Okay, I need to open doors for Mango. Mango, wait, Kuronotov to finish, just 2 more minutes. And so this is the thing. What is in for you? Well, that is, and yeah, having that plus money plus fame, that that would be perfect. However, I don't I don't complain. So you can't have both things, right? You can't have a God in your heart and a devil in your heart, meaning you can't have a money and a soul at the same time. You have to sell something. You understand me? Something got to go. So yeah, I'll finish with this. Mango needs to go out probably to the toilet. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like. I'm not really big into answering your comments, because honestly, if you comment something and if you have this trollish like avatar with one subscriber, I probably gonna assume that you are troll and not bother to comment. Okay, so you know, don't feel offended. Develop your YouTube account a little bit more, even if you're a troll. Come on, you need to work. You need to earn your money. Okay, ciao.